Tab Radio, your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Tommy Berry not far away from joining us on the Sports Daily to kick off the hour of power this morning. Diggs, if we could get those tipping races again, please.
Yes, MR6, MR7, MR8, the Coolmore, the VRC Derby and the Empire Rose, PR8, the Placid Arc Prelude for the 3-year-olds, and PR9, the Asian Bows Stakes.
Now, quickly, just before we get to Tommy Berry and kick off this morning's hour of power, Diggs, I do like this text message from Gavin that he sent in.
Okay.
And he says, Diggers, of the two favourites tomorrow in the features at Ascot, who is the most vulnerable out of Joker's Grin and Cosmic Crusader, in your opinion?
That is a really good question. I would think, and the market would agree, Cosmic Crusader, because he's a bigger price.
Correct.
And he's meeting this calibre of opposition for the first time. Joker's Grin has met this calibre of opposition and better and come out trumps. So, and I think the small field suits Joker's Grin. And saying that, Cosmic Crusader should find the top and from there dictate in this race. Long-winded answer, apologies, Cosmic Crusader. But I think he wins.
I think they both win.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be a very popular multi out there at Ascot on Saturday. Plenty still to come. Tommy Berry not far away. JD Hayes, Philip Stokes, Eastern Staters. Chris Parnham, Trevor Andrews and Shaun McGruddy going to join us for the hour of power locally as we get stuck in.
There is no greater feeling than winning on the punt. And if you fail to prepare, you are prepared to fail. This is the golden hour where knowledge is power. We know life is short. That is why we focus on what really matters, finding winners. Time is the longest distance between now and start time. The clock is ticking.
Kicking off the hour of power this morning, catching up with Tommy Berry to go through his rides at Flemington on Derby Day on Saturday as we welcome him in to the show. Good morning, Tommy, and thanks for your time.
My pleasure, guys. How are you?
Very well, Tommy. Great to have a chat to you on this Friday morning. I know you've had some good books in your time down there in Melbourne, but this looks like to being one of the better ones.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Obviously, when I made the decision to come to Melbourne instead of staying at Roseville, a couple of the other boys have decided to do the opposite. So I guess that's the thing now with the big days in both states. If you've got the right backing behind you, you can get a nice pick of rides.
We might kick off in one of the feature races on the program there on Saturday, Tommy, in race 6, the Coolmore Stud Group 1 for the 3-year-olds down the straight, and you jump back on board Raging Force. I'm sure you're looking forward to getting back on board this horse as well there on Saturday, Tommy.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's a quality animal. He was really good at Fairfield. Still don't know how he got beat that day. He'll give it a mighty trip on the corner and Geordie Childs, but even though he was beaten, he wasn't stopping in the line. So that was pretty important to know because running 1200 is always been a query from the past. But I think he's going to enjoy the straight. It'd be lovely to get a bit of cover on him because he's got an explosive centre foot. And, you know, many times in his races, he's been the one hitting the front so far out and being the sitting shot where I'd love for a couple of others to be out bunnies for us to chase. And you know, he's definitely up to this level. He's just got to execute himself properly and get the right run and he'll be right in the finish.
Tommy, you ride Engine of War for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. in the Derby. What have the replays told you?
That he doesn't like Caulfield. I think that was very evident last start. He looks a very relaxed, big, striding galloper, and that's why he obviously enjoyed Flemington when he was there. And I know that they've put a set of blinkers on him just to sharpen him up that little bit. Now he's a few runs in and maybe ridden a little bit more quieter. He'll suit him as well. So his best runs have been from back in the field. Doesn't look to be a lot of speed in the Derby, definitely from the inside. Really quickly speed horses outside, and Observer, he's obviously the run to beat, and he's got to be right up on speed. So it's going to be a tricky one. You've got to sort of ride your own horse, but not let a horse of that calibre get too far ahead of you. So it's going to be a tactical race, and as it always is, and the best day will come out on top.
The Group 1 Empire Rose, you jump aboard Ladzura for Chris Waller off the back of back-to-back wins to kick off the preparation. Was beaten 3 lengths in a Toorak last start. Getting back to Flemington, Tommy, you'd think should suit her really well, but this is certainly a bit of a step up in terms of the quality at the top end of the race.
Definitely step up, but if you go back to especially a 3-year-old campaign, she was being beaten by Lady Shenandoah and some of Chris Waller's better 3-year-olds and not being beaten too far. So she's been able to mix it with some of the better 3-year-olds that are proving themselves, now as mares. But she's got to go out and do it herself, as you said. She looked very uncomfortable around the bend last start, and with horses either side of her, she got pretty cluttered up in the straight and was unable to sort of stretch out and show a good tone of foot that she's got, but she'll enjoy getting back to Flemington. And maybe even winning that a little bit quieter. You saw when James won on the first start, she had that expansive tone of foot to running down and comfortably. And just riding her that touch closer just takes that finish away from her a little bit, especially up to the mile. And at the mile, I should say, like she was last start, and in a high-pressure race with part of Jenny. I know someone's got to be able to take it up for her, but I don't think my man's going to be the one. She's got to save that sort of sprint that she's well known for, and to do that, I think riding it quiet and hopefully getting on the back of something going forward at the 600 would be her best shot.
Tommy, you link up again with Generosity in the final race of the day. It's been just under a couple of months since you rode her in the Concord through no fault of your own. She didn't get a lot of luck on that occasion. She's raced well since then in really good company. Can she take out the final event there?
Yeah, well, she was a great running third behind Chris's other mare, which is the stats we right now.
Jolie Star?
Following start, Jolie Star Briasa. So that obviously is very good form. And then, last start she was good, but there's still 5 weeks between runs, I think, to get the trial under her belt. And, she might have just run out of gas a little bit late. So she's had that good toughen up run. I think she'll enjoy the straight. Probably drawn the wrong side. They've been coming down the outside of late, and that's probably been the more favourable side. But she has got the fast edge on the field, and she's the best horse in the race. So if I can get a little bit of cover early, which looks like we'll be able to, she's got the best turn of foot, and hopefully she can show that again and make you West Aussie proud.
Back on board Caballos for Björn in race 3 on the program, the Rising Fast at Group 3 down the straight. Drew wide and really attacked the line well in that Sydney Stakes on return. Tommy, you must take some real confidence that he's come back super off the back of that run.
Yeah, definitely. He's my best of the day for sure. He was really good running the Atentia and led that day, so that added a lot more merit to his win there. That was his first time back as a gelding, and an incredible run. First up last start, in the City Stakes, we had to take him back from the White Alley, and he sprinted up very strong down the straight. Just ran out of gas that last 100 metres, being a long time off the scene. So, he's coming out of top weight for age form in a race like this. If he gets the right run, you'd think he'd be very hard to beat.
And Tommy, you ride Panova in the Carbine Club, you ride Chatterley in the Vanity, and you also are aboard Michael Friedman's Fashionable in the Wakeful. Is there a winner among those 3?
Yeah, look, I really like Panova. I think she's a lovely staying filly on the rise. I know Chris Waller's brought some of his best fillies to this race after winning, the way she did last start, Fangirl, Aliana, and now this filly. So she's got to live up to some pretty good fillies and mares that Chris has got. But she has a great turn of foot. She'll really enjoy getting the Flemington big track like she did the other day at Greenwich. And Fashionable's got the blinkers on the first time. Look, it's a very open race. Obviously, the favourite looks very hard to beat, but outside of that, she's in with a great chance. She can settle up on speed, and she'll show her best form late. And Chatley, I know they're going to ride a little bit quieter from the alley. James McDonald said that's he'll probably get the best out of her doing it that way. So we've been forced to do that anyway from the gate, and she'll be hitting the line strong, mate.
Certainly will. Really good run last start, Chatterley. Tommy, it's a cracking book of rides at Flemington on Derby Day. We wish you the best of luck from us here at Tab Radio in Perth, and hopefully chat to you again soon. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thanks for having me on the show as always, guys. Cheers.
Tommy Berry joining us there on the Hour of Power. We're moving quite quickly and we're going to get to a very busy man who we are also very appreciative of him giving us his time this morning. JD Hayes joining the Hour of Power. Good morning, JD.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making yourself available, JD. Great to have a chat. Are you making your way to Sydney or are you staying in Melbourne over the weekend?
No, I'm Sydney.
You're in Sydney?
I'm Sydney this week. Yeah, I never thought I'd be in Sydney on Derby Day, but here we are. So, and we're contesting some pretty pretty big prize money.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing when you think about it. So, hopefully, it gives us a reason to celebrate.
All right. Can Evaporate make you, Will, Ben, instant millionaires tomorrow in the Golden Eagle?
Well, I haven't booked a flight home yet because I'm hoping it'll be first class if he does. So we're quite confident. We've been a bit like a broken record of our opinion of this horse. We've got a very high opinion of him. He had a minor setback. He was very good in Sandown Stakes. He didn't discredit himself from the Turak handicap, and that horse has gone out transatlantic and won again. So the Turak's got good form in the Golden Eagle. He ticks a few boxes. I don't think we could have him any better. He goes Sydney way. As you can see, I'm really talking myself into it that he's a genuine chance. So it's just got to beat that Tilly Autumn Glow. Just see how good she is, and obviously linebacker and the Japanese, but happy to put a saddle on him.
How did he travel up?
Super. He travelled up last night, arrived this morning, and he hasn't turned a hair.
Well, I think the fact you haven't booked a flight home, JD, says enough about the confidence levels heading to Sydney on the weekend. What about the Russell Balding? What did you make of the run of this Group 1 winner, War Machine, in the Everest?
Yeah, it was all right. It was a pass mark. He was slightly slow away, and by the time he looked up and got himself into stride, they were often gone, and that can happen against the world's best. And we're quite pleased the way that he rounded off the race. He's definitely suited out to 13. It'd be more ideal if it was 14, but he's trained on super 2 weeks between runs and, insane prize money on offer. But I can't fault the horse, and I still think he ran pretty good overall time in the Everest. It mightn't have looked that great, but he was against very good quality opposition and was happy with his work in the last 100 metres in Sweeter Line. So if you're a War Machine fan, I can't talk you out of it. I think he's going to run a nice race.
JD, it's a big field. Barrier 7, is that a good thing?
Yeah, I think Barrier 7 will be perfect. We reckon he's better outside horses. So if we're able to get in this very wide line with nothing crowding us in, just getting a bit of free galloping room, we'll be happy.
Heading across to Flemington, a number of runners going around there as well. JD, race number 3 on the program, Nicolini Vito represents your stable. He's the roughest chance in that field. Can he run a race first up at a price?
Maybe a cheeky race. Probably look for him when he's second, third up over 1,400, but he has performed well down the straight, and I thought he should be 50s, not 100s, but he's definitely a long shot in it.
Okay, how do you assess the prospects of Tycoon Star in the Group 1 Coolmore Stud Stakes? He does know Flemington and he has seen the straight?
Yes, he's had quite a few cracks down there. We just had to play around with a bit of gear because he's been his own worst enemy, pulling himself into the ground. He hasn't been beaten big margins, but I think it's going to be interesting with the Sydney form coming down, how he measure up. He's an each-way hope. I'd put him in your first 4s, and if he relaxes, he'll be better suited to a high-pressure 12, which usually the Coolmore is.
What about Ndola in the Damien Oliver Group 2 over 1,400 metres? He's posted back-to-back wins to begin the preparation, gets in with the lightweight of the 53 kilos, has drawn wide. Can he win that race there on Saturday, tomorrow?
Because of the wide barrier, probably going to be patient and wait for Tuesday Cup Day. It's a lovely benchmark 90-14, and I think he'll be our best chance for the week. Okay,
JD, Get a Good Feeling is a raging favourite, understandably so, in the Wakeful. You've got a 2-pronged assault. Can you cause an upset?
Yeah, we're having a good old-fashioned try at the stumps here with Perfect Night, a maiden in the Wakeful, but apart from the favourite, it doesn't look like the strongest race, and she's been coming through interesting form lines, taking on the older horses and maidens, and she should have won, and she was desperately unlucky last start at Bendigo. So having to throw at the stumps, and I think she'll run better than what her odds suggest, but the favourite will be hard to beat.
What about the stablemate?
She's going to run a lot better, drawn inside, which suits her down to the ground. If she runs a credible race, could see her backing up into the Oaks.
It's a big week ahead, JD. Is there a runner from your stable that you're looking forward to seeing step out across the Flemington Carnival that we might not be seeing there on Saturday tomorrow?
pretty excited about Indola and pretty excited about a 2-year-old called Carnival running on Cup Day as well. I think he's fired up super.
JD, we really appreciate you giving us a bit of your time this morning. We know you're a busy man. Best of luck in Sydney with your pair in a couple of very big races tomorrow, and hopefully that flight home isn't tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not in 35E as well. Hopefully I'm front.
Stay away from those toilets.
Left, not right.
Exactly. Good on you, mate. Well done. Go well.
Bye.
There he is, JD Hayes, joining us on the program there.
Crazy money, isn't it, the Golden Eagle, 10 million. And it's a great concept because of the charities that are involved. It's given a lot, this race, Racing New South Wales, to a variety of charities, and it's a super concept. It's disappointing. It's not at Rose Hill, at Randwick, but boy, oh boy, it's some big spuds, isn't it? 10 million. 10 million. And it's not a slot race.
It's a big push for Evaporate. I know they've always really had a massive opinion of this horse, but they seem very confident that he can go there tomorrow in what's a quality lineup and get the job done. And I like the barrier for him as well. I think he should just be able to blend across into a really nice spot.
Did you have
he's drawn.
Sorry, Ros, did you have a view in the Russell Balding? Did you get to see a few horses coming out of the Everest?
Oh, I think just off that run in the Everest, I think Jimmy Star is going to be hard to beat. I thought it was a terrific ride from Ethan Brown to get the run that he did and show that positivity from the gate that he drew. And you'd be hard pressed to suggest he's going to do anything differently there tomorrow. I think he's going to be positive out of the gates. He'll look to hold a position in running, and I think he'll be going very close off that run. One
thing that's amused me in the wake of the Everest, everyone sort of said, they didn't go that hard. They broke 1.9 on their ear. Like, there's 1,200 metres. I know we're on a good track, but like any time you're breaking, you're running 1.8 and something around a corner, you're actually going all right. So Jimmy Star did a mountain.
Did a lot of work.
Yeah, did a bit of work, sat on top of that speed. And I know people say, they weren't going that hard. Well, not every horse can break 1.9, 3 deep, 4 deep, no cover. He did a super job, Jimmy Star.
Huge performance. Yeah. And if it hasn't knocked him around, that run, Diggers, I would suggest from a much more economical draw that he's going to be hard to beat there in the Russell Balding in Sydney tomorrow. But turning our attention now back across the pond to Melbourne, Philip Stokes joining us on the Hour of Power. Philip, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning.
What are the expectations with Regal Award there in the opening race at Flemington tomorrow off the back of what was a dominant performance last start at Caulfield?
Oh, look, we're really happy with him. I wouldn't say he's trained on, but he's there. Probably the biggest thing is he's got to jump clean and take bad luck out of the equation, and he seems to be a strong point is racing on speed, and that's where he's at his best.
A big track like Flemington should really suit him?
It should, yeah. I remember the mother won a mile Group 2 there over that carnival, so hopefully he can do the same.
The market's very keen on him. Phil, just listening to you now, is this likely to be the last run of his campaign?
Yeah, it will be. He's done a good job. We think he's got a lot more maturing to do, so break and look forward to the autumn.
What would the autumn entail?
Not sure yet.
Okay, we'll find out more tomorrow. All right, we'll go ahead to Stretton Angel, who goes down the straight in the final event of the day. What are you thinking here? Has drawn favourably?
Yeah, definitely the right draw for her. Loves the straight. Second half outside, have a run at him. She's good to see her bounce back and get the win again, and she's got to be a life change.
It was terrific to see her bounce back and put that win on the board last start, Phil. As we know, she's Group 1 place down the straight, and at the double figures, she has to be over the odds, doesn't she, in that field to round out the program?
I think so, yeah. I don't think she's probably going as good as when she was running in them Group 1s, but she's I think she's probably a couple of links off them, but I think she's a really good chance, and just needs the race shape to work out. They need good speed, and then just when she's at her best.
Okay, what does tomorrow in the old home state of Adelaide look like?
Looks very busy. I think we've got 10 runners.
You have, yep.
Yeah, geez, they're all in the market.
Is there one that stands out?
Oh, look, I think if you backed every one of them each way or had something on them, you'll come out in front. I could sort of pinpoint one of them. Fair
enough. So Regal Award or Stretton Angel, who's the best of your two tomorrow at headquarters?
Oh, Regal Award, definitely. He's a very exciting horse going into the future.
Disappointing news a bit early this week, Philip, regarding the preparation of Deacon?
I'm actually just looking at him. We're just having a discussion about all that. Yeah, it was disappointing, but they've got these scans in place. They don't lie. So we'll do everything to get him right. And you probably won't even see him in the autumn. You'll probably have to wait till the spring or later in the winter, but we'll get him right. And, we'll go from there.
Fingers crossed we see him in 12 months' time. Thanks for your time this morning, Phil. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
There he is, Philip Stokes, joining us on the Hour of Power this morning. Yeah, disappointing.
Yeah, very.
Deacon, who...
He was, he would have been a horse that might have got some people's money. I think he's had a pretty good prep. We know that he showed a little bit earlier this year, booked himself a spot in the Melbourne Cup, and his lead-up runs had been more than okay, more than satisfactory.
I think they had. I think he would have played a part in that Melbourne Cup had he been going around. Unfortunately not, or won't be, on Tuesday. But speaking of that race, Diggers, the weather...
Yes.
Well, that's a big talking point.
It is. Now, I'll go here. I'll go to the Bomb app, but...
Good luck.
No. I go to it on the phone because it hasn't changed on the phone. So the phone app, Bureau of Meteorology, is good. The forecast for Melbourne. Tomorrow, you've heard it. Beautiful. Partly cloudy, 23. Tuesday, a top of 16. High chance of showers. Winds westerly, 20 to 30 kilometres an hour, turning northwesterly, the possibility of 20 mils of rain. So it's going to be cold, wet, windy at Flemington on Tuesday. So we know there's a few horses that appreciate getting their toe in, one being Al Riffa, half yours, no knock, loves all ground, but certainly if he gets a rain-affected track, that's not going to be an issue. 53, albeit maybe the 3200 is going to be the acid test, but there's a few horses there that will appreciate getting their toe in. It looks like they're going to be given those conditions.
Do you have a thought?
I'm thinking Al Riffa. I know he's got some weight, but what he did in the Irish St. Ledger, and he's a proper animal. And Joseph O'Brien travels horses as well as anyone in world racing. So Al Riffa will get me.
And interesting as well, that they have decided to go with Buckaroo to the Cup. Just reading between the lines, listening to Chris Waller speak a bit earlier in the week, it didn't sound like that was the way they were going to go, but obviously the connections have said they would love to have a live chance at a runner in the Cup once again.
Paul Bloodworth made a really good point this week. He said he ran well in the Cox Plate. Rarely do you see horses who run well in the Cox Plate go to a Melbourne Cup and run poorly. He said they just... one, be it's the weight for age, or two, it's that high-pressure 2,000-metre event at the Valley. They're rock-hard fit, clearly, because they go to a Cox Plate, which is ultimately, if it's not their grand final, it's very, very close to it. But he said they springboard out of that and run well in the Cup. And Buckaroo, Waller, again, he's a horse who can be a little bit polarising, but he's raced very well in Group 1 company all the way through this spring. There's no denying that.
I think back a few years ago, Gold Trip, another one who did it and was successful and pretty impressive.
Yep.
Couldn't have won that race any more impressively either. Not far away from getting to our locals here on the Hour of Power, taking a look at Asian Beau and Prince of Wales Stakes Day. Chris Parnham, Trevor Andrews and Shaun McGruddy to join us. But before we do that, we do need to head out to the roads.
There is no greater feeling than winning on the punt. And if you fail to prepare, you are prepared to fail. This is the golden hour where knowledge is power. We know life is short. That is why we focus on what really matters, finding winners. Time is the longest distance between now and start time. The clock is ticking.
Time to turn our attention locally to Asian Beau Stakes Day out there at Ascot tomorrow, and a man who's starting to find some form at the right time, Diggers, is about to join us in Chris Parnham. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning, Riley. Good morning, Diggers.
How are you, Chris?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Now, I have a question for you, Chris, before we look at your rides tomorrow. Did your heart skip a beat before the first there at Belmont on Wednesday?
Probably didn't really have time, I don't think. It happened that quick. So, very lucky. Big thanks to Paddy Power because he saved me big time. So otherwise, it wasn't for him, I probably would be seriously injured. So thanks to him.
I think you might owe Paddy a beverage the next time you blokes sit down together, Chris.
I think I might do, yeah.
Yes. Well, hopefully you can enjoy a beverage or two in the wake of tomorrow. You've got some really nice rides, Chris. Looking forward to seeing you in action. We might start with the Group 3 Asian Bow if we can. You link up again with Bonjoy for Jason. Barrier 1, where do you envisage you'll land here?
Looking at the race, there doesn't appear to be a great deal of top-end speed, so I'd imagine from 1 she could be pretty handy. I don't think he'd be giving away the barrier, and just hopefully lobbing in a forward position, and hopefully she can sprint well second up.
Were you happy with how she hit the line and returned in that Eurythmic Stakes, Chris?
Yeah, I thought her run was pretty good. They didn't go overly quick in that race. It was a bit of a sprint home. She had a nice run, but probably the sprint home, the first couple were just more in a better position to strike than what she was. So I thought the run was good, and it sets her up for a good prep.
Was there a bit under the bonnet with Yes Queen in that 3-year-old classic, Chris?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to fully test her out, although she did get a run with about 150 to 200 metres to go. I felt like the race had passed me by then. So I thought her run was full of merit. Hopefully can get a bit more luck there tomorrow, and I think she'll be in the finish.
Chris, what's the plan of attack tomorrow with her? We know she showed plenty of early speed as a juvenile a bit earlier in her career, but they have been persisting with riding her a bit quieter and a bit more neutrally. You've drawn a lovely gate there tomorrow, given all the speed in the race is drawn out wide. Would you like to sit a bit closer and running with her there tomorrow?
Yeah, hopefully we can. The other day we just came out very negative because she does have that pattern. If you rev her up, she'll overdo things, which she did do. I think it might have been in the gym crack earlier this year. I think now she's had the run, we can probably be a little bit more positive without sort of revving her up too much, but just hopefully using the gate a bit more to our advantage and be in a better position.
You ride Snowdobe again. He's a weight for age winner. This is the Prince of Wales Race 6. Chris, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, he's at his best. He's a pretty good horse. I don't think is a great field for a Group 3 weight for age race. Obviously, the top end's very smart, but I think it falls away pretty quick. So, if he brings his best, he can certainly run top 3, I think.
What did Steve make of his run in the Golden Saddle?
To be honest, I didn't really speak to Steve about that, but I thought his run was okay without being brilliant. He sat a little bit wide. But, I think he's definitely better than what he produced at Kalgoorlie. I thought his trial leading into that, his second trial, was really good. We know what his best looks like. So if he can, get close to that, I think he'll run a good race.
Kalora's been going super for the old man this preparation without breaking through on the back up from another very good run last weekend. Does he find a winnable race, do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. He's in really good form at the moment. Unlucky not to have won one in his last few runs. He's just found one better on each occasion, but I feel like the horse couldn't be going any better. So, I think if he reproduces his efforts that he has been of late, he'll take a bit of beating.
2 starts ago, you were aboard Argyle's Star when she saluted. We then saw her on the quick spin and she won again on Cup Day. You reunite tomorrow, Chris, in race 2 over the 2,200 metres. Can you give our listeners a push here?
Yeah, she seems to have found a nice patch of form. She was out of form probably for a little while there, but won her last 3. This is probably a step up again from what she won up in Cal. But I don't think it's an overly strong race. So I think she gets her chance. the distance won't be a worry for her. So, yeah, hopefully she can run well there tomorrow.
What about Blazing Emerald in race 3? What did you make of her performance there behind Wembenyama last start?
Yeah, it was fine. I think she'll come forward from the run. I didn't think it was a bad run at all. I think in with a good place chance there tomorrow.
And how taken were you by the performance of Scully last start, Chris?
Yeah, he ran really well. Seems he probably just appreciated getting off that heavy track that he faced at Belmont a couple of runs ago. He seems to like good ground. He seems to appreciate being ridden off the speed. So, yeah, I think he's in with a good chance tomorrow if he can just ride him cold and come with one run.
Chris, a lot of genuine each-way chances on the program there at Ascot tomorrow. Who would be the best of them in your eyes?
I didn't plan for this question, even though you ask me every time.
Well, you should have planned for it, Chris. You know that. Come on.
I should have. We'll go with Kalora. I think he's due.
Okay. Kalora chased home a good one last Saturday on the quick spin. Chris, good luck. Good to see you back in the winner's circle of late. Go well, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
There he is, Chris Parnham, joining us. And I think Neville will be very happy with that he's...
Yeah, he's going well, Kalora.
Going super.
He was going well. Gee whiz, the win of Nicky Arna last week, it left me with the jaw on the ground. It was a super display, wasn't it?
I made her my lay of the day, Diggers. So
did I, don't worry. No, I've become really accomplished at getting a lay of the day to salute at good price. I got a text message from a mate down south that, hey, Cobber, don't be making that the lay of the day going forward. I said, no, thanks for the feedback.
Didn't just salute.
No, and ran the clock as well. It was a terrific performance.
Absolutely bolted in.
Yep.
No, but... We're about to head to Trevor Andrews on the program this morning, Diggers. But before we get to Trevor, we might just head to a very short break and we'll get him up on the other side to have a chat.
Make Tab Radio your station of choice. Each weekday morning from 5:30 with the Sports Daily.
Strong team. Couple of runners for Trevor Andrews heads to Ascot tomorrow as he joins us on the Hour of Power. Good morning, Trev.
Morning, guys. How are we doing?
Very well, Trev. Great to have a chat to you. Thanks so much for your time on this Friday. Luana Miss was very, very good fresh. How has she done since then ahead of the Placid Arc Prelude tomorrow?
Yeah, done super. 3 weeks between runs has probably been ideal for her. Just give me a chance to back off and just let her get over that run and then build towards this. But no, really pleased with her. She's very well in herself. Her work's been really good, so... looking forward to a good showing Saturday.
A lot of speed drawn out wide, particularly in that race, Trevor. Where would you like to see her in the run from the barrier that she's drawn?
Just seems to suit her, ridden her a bit conservatively, let her do her best work late. Ideally, we'd like to be not too far off Elite Bow. But, yeah, looks to be really good speed in it, so... tempo should be solid. So, yeah, just be patient. Obviously, ideally, one off or 3 deep with cover, not sort of too far off them. But, yeah, that's a pattern that really suits her, I think.
Trev, the market wasn't with her fresh, clearly, but I know you've got a massive opinion of her. That first up performance, were you expecting something of that ilk?
I've been really happy with her going into it. Her tracings on the equimeter, the apparatus that we put on them when we work them, was very impressive. But just with the barrier we drew, we were going to have to ride her for luck, and that sort of probably didn't give us a lot of confidence. But yeah, she run out of her skin. You take her to the races, you hope they run well, but no, we're really pleased with her effort, and hot race tomorrow. There are really good horses in it, but I wouldn't be swapping her for any of them.
Is Puffers the one to beat?
I think there's a few others there. I mean, Puffers is a pretty impressive horse. I was the underbidder on him at the sales, so I know him better than most. It's a pretty hot race, but no, there's plenty of others there. Puffers sort of steps up in class a fair bit. I know he can only do what he's done, but it's a fair step up in class. But I'm sure he'll still run very well.
Trevor, were you satisfied with the first up performance of Magna's Choice, who goes around in the last tomorrow?
Yeah, I was. He just seems to hit a bit of a flat spot getting around the corner and balancing up, which sort of costs him a little bit. His run was very good. I probably think this race probably looks a little bit sharp for him. This run under his belt, stepping up to 14, would probably be more to his liking.
There is a 14, I think, next week, a 66. Could he go around in that if he runs well tomorrow, or would you like to space his runs?
Yeah, that's an option. We'll just see how he comes through this race, but that'd probably be the right race for him, I'd say.
Okay, fair enough.
I see very impressive last start winner Dominatus has entered for a race over the mile on Cup Day. Trevor, would the plan be, boating that he does run well there on Tuesday, that he heads to a WA Guineas from there?
He's nominated for the Guineas. Just sort of chasing our tail a bit. He probably wouldn't get a run in the Fair Ether next week, and Willie would be riding King of Light of Danny's. But that's the plan. So looks a nice race for him Cup Day later in the day. So if he goes good there, we'd probably head towards the Guineas. That'd give us probably two and a half weeks between runs, which probably wouldn't harm him. But it looks like he's a miler and further type horse for sure. So we'll get past Tuesday first, but he's certainly entered for the Guineas.
Okay, and All Play, when do we see him next, Trev?
Just did a lung wash on him after his pretty plain performance the other day, and he just sort of come back with a little bit of congestion and mucus and that there, so he's just under a bit of treatment.
Yep.
Not sure if that was his issue, but we'll deal with the issue and hope to get some improvement. But on face value, he was very plain because Shaun gave him a really good ride and he just didn't execute. So we need to rectify something there. It did change his headgear a bit, which I don't think hindered him too much, but we'll probably take the earmuffs off and just leave the Norton bit on him and hope for some improvement.
Terrific insight. Thanks, Trevor. Best of luck tomorrow, mate.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Trevor Andrews joining us there on the Hour of Power this morning. Final guest to welcome in Diggers. He's got a very strong book of rides there tomorrow, including a couple of very good chances in the features on the program. Shooter Shaun McGruddy joins us. Shaun, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Very well, Shaun. And you?
Well, probably not going as good as you, Diggers, after a nice winner there yesterday. It was good to see you had your brother involved in that one, Kenny.
Yes, thank you, Shaun. Well, we're just trying to match what you were able to do, given you're putting these bows on these horses, and you'd put a bow on the back of rope them in the other day. Shaun, can you do the same tomorrow under a big weight?
Oh, look, it doesn't look like a good race for him on paper, just with the lack of speed and the weight we've got to give away, 7 kilos. To be exact, the Cosmic Crusader. And, you know, if it goes forward, we've got to give away a head start too. But I like what Wolfie's doing here. He's going second up 1400, which will really having spot on for the Winterbottom, which is obviously a drop back in distance at weight for age. So, look, I don't see that he'll be out of it by any means. It just doesn't look to map well for him there tomorrow. And like I say, giving away weight. But, you know, he deserves the top weight of 61, might be 1 kilo too much, but you know, on what he's done. So he's a class horse of the field. So yeah, it's just good to be back on him again.
Sure, nobody missed the win from him first up in that Crawford Stakes. Did he give you the feel that he's set for his best preparation yet?
Yeah, I do feel that way. Yeah, like obviously he didn't come up in the autumn, but I feel like he's back to what he was last summer. And last summer he'd only just turned 4 and was tackling those weight for age races. So, you know, he's a year older, a bit stronger, and back to what he was, like I said. Hopefully Wolfie's got him 100% sound. He was feeling a little bit of a foot last start, which obviously adds merit to his win. So, yeah, I think we're in for a good campaign. But, you know, unfortunately you only get sort of 1 or 2 cracks at him, as we know, here on the West Coast. So everything has to go right on the day.
Shaun, have you been aboard Rostislav since we saw him resume in the 3-year-old Classic?
Yes, I have. And, look, I can tell you he's taken quite a bit of benefit from that run. Obviously, it looks a tougher assignment there again tomorrow. And what I would say is this year of 3-year-old crops is pretty strong. Crop of 3-year-olds, I should say. But, look, he's just one of those horses that is going to learn his craft as he goes along. Like some horses are schooled up really well at home and then they go to the races and they know what they're doing. But he's going to learn as he goes along. But the the sky's the limit as far as potential goes. I was buoyed to see Castle Road in the race because that'll ensure a genuine tempo and that'll help this horse because when you do put the bit in his mouth, he does like to throw the head up and overdo things. So, but I think the sky's the limit as far as potential goes.
You wouldn't be shocked if he won tomorrow?
No, absolutely not. I would not, no.
Shaun, were you a bit underwhelmed with the performance of Brave Spirit last start?
Yes, I was, but look, his last win was on a soft track quite some time ago now. He won the listed race there at Belmont, and it was probably like closer to a heavy track that day. So last start, the track's probably more like a good 2, which is fair enough for this time of year. If the rain comes, that'll help his chances no end.
Shaun, what did you make of the performance of Odanaka last start? He was in the market on that occasion. Perhaps went a little bit unders?
Yeah, look, he's in the same boat, Diggers. If you have a look at his form, his last 2 wins are on heavy tracks. Okay. One was at Belmont and one was at Bunbury. So he doesn't really stretch out on a firm track either. So, like I say, I'll be hoping for the rain for him and Brave Spirit. But he's racing well. He's had a long campaign, and Wolfie was of the opinion that if he showed he'd had enough, he was going to tip him out. So I expect him to go well there tomorrow.
Golden Door's an intriguing galloper in race 4. Shaun, jump aboard him for the first time this preparation. He's got plenty of ability, but he's certainly got his quirks. Have you received any indication from Dave Hopperton in terms of how he's going?
Yeah, no, he said he'd go well. Obviously, his run the other day was good, just looked a bit short for him. So he steps up to the 1,500, albeit second up, but he does get a soft barrier. So I'd expect him to be at the pointy end at the end of the race. All
right, so you also ride Gold Vancouver and Boots Like Bruce for David and Annie respectively. Who's the best of your rides there at headquarters, Shaun?
Yeah, there's certainly no standouts, but obviously excited to be able to rope them in, and like we said, Roster Slab wouldn't be surprised if he won, and I definitely think if we get a bit more rain, that'll help Odanaka and Brave Spirit. So, yeah, there's a lot to digest there, but just happy to have a nice book of rides.
Shaun, great to chat. Best of luck out there at Ascot tomorrow. We appreciate you giving us a bit of your time this morning.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
There is Shaun McGruddy joining us on the program to round out our look at the local racing here in WA tomorrow to culminate the hour of power.
Yeah, exactly right. So Chris Parnham, he was, I think, well, he never gives the impression he's up and about, Chris. He's a very reserved young man, but I think he's quietly confident that a couple of his will run well there tomorrow. Kalora's knocking on the door. Stodome's got a task in front of him naturally with the engagement of both Repossession and also Joker's Grin. And Yes Queen, I think he's of the view that Yes Queen can come forward. Trevor Andrews, apologies, was quite bullish about the prospects of Luana Miss. Are you leaning that way, Riles, in that race?
I am. Yeah. I am. I thought she should have won that 3-year-old classic, to be honest with you. Diggers first up, if she gets clear galloping room at the top of the straight when she needed it, I think she would have gone past Talk and Co. And we know Talk and Co is just a winner. She's a beauty.
Yep.
And she would have gone past her for mine late in that race. So I do think I do have a lot of respect for Grant Williams' colt and Grant and Alana Williams' colt in Elite Bow and what he was able to do, the figure that he posted in victory over the 1,000 metres there at Ascot on return, but he's going to need to elevate and reproduce in much stronger company. So I do think I'd say he's about right price at 280. I was more low threes with him, so he is a little bit under my price at the moment, but I do think if he was to, I guess, hover around that $3 mark, it could even be a race where you look at backing and saving for mine, but you have to be respecting of a horse like Roster Slav, who Shaun McGruddy gave a really strong push for and suggested that he's only continuing to improve as a prospect, and the sky could be the limit.
One horse that we haven't touched on, TC and I did touch on during the week, and it's great to see him nommed and now accepted, September Born. What price were you him in the Asian Bow?
I was about where he opened at that $11, $12 range.
Okay. Yeah. He's a fascinating runner, isn't he? He's a fascinating runner on the spin.
I love the aggressive placement.
Yeah, so do I.
It's a last-ditch attempt to get him into a railway stakes. I know that's always been the plan from the outset, but I just think it's a terrific race to use as a measuring stick to see whether he can really perform against this quality of opposition.
And I love the fact that he goes there now. If he doesn't win tomorrow, depending on where he runs, and in all likelihood there's one other lever Neville can pull, and that is a Peters. And what we do often see with the Peters is it's not a full field, because invariably the leading hopes are already qualified. So he might have two chances, but if he was to step up to the plate tomorrow, and we know that he's a stakes performer already, September born, we know the family, he would add enormous intrigue to a railway stakes on the minimum.
And that's why I think they've got no other choice than to go all out with the favourite in that race tomorrow as well, in Cosmic Crusader. I don't think while they do get another crack at the stumps, if they are unsuccessful tomorrow, it's just not ideal backing up off the 7 days, going from a Peters into a railway. This is a race that they're all going to be wanting to win, of those horses that aren't guaranteed starts in that field as it currently stands.
Does Joker's Grin win, yes or no?
Yes.
Does Cosmic Crusader win, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I think a lot of people on the text line are of that view as well.
Wouldn't be the way I'd be playing that race from a betting perspective, though, Diggs.
Which one? You're talking the Asian Bow?
Yes. I would be playing Cosmic Crusader into Watch Me Rock as an exactor or a Quinella in that race tomorrow.
He was unlucky first up, Watch Me Rock.
I think he wins that race by comfortably if he gets out when he needs it.
Grant Williams indicated yesterday William was certainly of that view as well, so you're sharing the same sentiment?
Yeah, post-race comments were always very insightful from Willie. He said that because he persisted looking for that run for about 50 metres too long, that cost him the race. He said he felt if he'd actually just taken his medicine top of the straight and tried to get the horse to the outside, he still would have won the race. So it's a pretty good, I guess, confidence, pretty good confidence from Will that the horse was going good enough to still have its momentum halted top of the straight, pick up and go past the eventual winner.
So if we are deeming it a mistake, and I don't think it was from William, I thought it was a terrific ride from CJP. Rarely does William make the same blue twice. And I'm not attributing blame to William for Watch Me Rock being beaten, but look for William to put Watch Me Rock into clear air, turning for home tomorrow.
And the three best winning chances, according to the market, are all likely to be fencing run.
Yeah.
Cosmic Crusader leads, Watch Me Rock on its back, and Bonjoy on the back of Watch Me Rock.
Rail at 7 tomorrow, so we'll watch this space. That track's playing beautifully at the moment.
How good has it been playing?
Wonderful.
It's been terrific.
Yep.
Digby, thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you for stepping in today. Good luck, good punting, and we'll chat again soon.
Been a pleasure. We certainly will. Time to head to the 8 o'clock news and the Gloucester Park preview, not too far away.